Oh, good morning, guys. Welcome back to another episode. It's a beautiful day. Fun day planned today. Going to be doing some European skull mounts on a couple of whitetails. I got my archery buck from October, a little rifle buck here from my dad, and then we got one cool Wisconsin buck here. Kind of a cool beat up old warrior buck. But my buddy Sobi's coming over. He's got I think he got one. He's got one really nice buck from this fall and a deadhead he found that we're just going to get cleaned up. Got up nice and early this morning and just waiting on Sobi. Pretty standard. We're supposed to meet at 8. It's currently 8:30. Which is pretty standard, but we'll see what happens. I think he said he was, oh, he just called.
Yo!
What's up?
Yo! I don't know why, I just couldn't wait to call you. I was, those like stands where you put your Euro mounts on?
Yeah.
Do you buy them just from that website, or do they sell those on Amazon?
Where are you, dude?
I'm at the junkyard, I'm hunting, I'm like 12 minutes away. See you in like 11 minutes.
Okay, yeah, bye.
Bye.
Right on time. 11 minutes. Count it. So anyways, getting the setup all ready to go. Got a nice big pot. Gonna load that up with some water. Get some degreaser in there. Fire it up. Get that thing boiling. Biggest thing is getting all the hide off of these. These ones aren't too bad. That one's stanky. Anyway, get some knives out. Get picking on this. Definitely got to get some gloves because this is going to be ugly, I think. At least the beginning part of it. Usually that's the hardest part, just getting everything off the skull and then getting it in the pot. Once it's in the pot, cruise control from there. We just got to boil them up, power wash them, whiten them, done. Alright, well, we're waiting on Sobi. I'm just going to get this ready to rip. Get this bucket filled up. I think I'm just going to get the burner going right away. See if we don't have to wait so long for that water to boil once we're doing that. So. Alright guys, so this process is fairly straightforward if you haven't done it before. I highly recommend doing it yourself. If you get a skull done at a taxidermist, it's going to run you about $100. You can do it yourself for about $10 or less, depending on how cheaply you can whiten them. But the steps to do it, basically use some knives, get off as much as possible. Meat, hide, everything. Get the lower jaw off of there. As much as you can get off. If it's a little dried on, that's okay. You don't have to get everything. But take a skull, drop it in a pot of boiling water, just simmer it for about an hour till everything's just cooked and soft. Use a power washer or a scraper, whatever you can do to get it off. If you don't have a power washer, I've boiled them and then run over to the car wash pretty close to the house here and just use the sprayer gun over there, and that seems to work pretty good too. It takes a little longer, so it's high pressure, but just make sure it's one with a door so people don't see what you're doing, So anyway, fill that up with hydrogen peroxide. That's pretty much the most expensive part if you can get that, and then get that hot, drop the skulls in. Just make sure you tape off the antlers or something so they don't get white, but skull will get pearly white after that and good to go. That's it. Let them dry off, hang them on the wall. So that's what we're doing today.
Welcome to the bone zone. We're about to get greasy.
Right on time.
8:15-ish. Damn it!
Well, Sam and I are just getting set up here, but I'm finally going to get to see this buck. I've seen the pictures, I heard the story, now it's time to actually put my hands on it. So first time you get your hands on a buck is like super cool, so I'm stoked to actually see it in real life, but the hype's real.
So we got two bucks kind of going on here. One that I shot this fall during gun season, and then one I found out shed hunting this year, just a deadhead, and it's pretty cool. The deadhead I really like. And obviously the buck I shot I like too, but here's the deadhead right away. And look at this. He's messed up on one side, so maybe he got shot the year before, hit by a car. Either way, this is a sick deadhead. This is not a stinky buck. He's obviously been sitting out there.
Look at that. That's such a dope main beam, dude.
Isn't that cool?
So sick.
That's got to be from him getting injured maybe, right?
Could be, yeah, dude. We'll see. Once we boil it out, dude, maybe there'll be something on the skull or
just
something.
Just a deformity. Either way, that's super cool. Squirrel's got it a little bit here.
Yeah.
I like that buck. And we found that buck basically on the same land that I killed this buck. And this sucker, oh boy. This is a foul mask right here. This is for the stench. This is, yes, yes.
Heck yes, dude. Dark horn.
Oh yeah, yes.
That's so sick.
Dark horn beauty.
Nice, dude. I love those bases.
I love
That
it.
Dark bone is so cool.
Look how tight he is too. Like,
yeah,
that's so cool.
sick.
I love it, man.
That's an awesome buck, dude.
Thank you so much. And this is like my first decent buck. You know what I mean? I've killed small ones. I've killed 4s. I've killed 6s. So when I got this one this year, I was fired up. I got a pretty semi-mature buck. So
God, that's so cool, dude.
yeah.
Congrats. That's a sweet buck.
Let's get it.
Yes. Let's do something.
I think we should almost spray it right away.
Just take it on the grass.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. We just got Sam's buck out of the bag. Turns out it's pretty raunchy, not good. Hosed it off. Had a little bit of a stench going, but we just hosed it down. I think it'll be fine. It's just this beginning part is generally the hardest part, especially if you've let them sit. If you did it fresh, it's like no big deal, but we didn't. So we're gonna carve everything off. We're gonna get gloved up. Generally, the whole process only takes like maybe 2 hours-ish, and of that, most of it's just when it's sitting in the pot. So, God damn it. Like I said, hardest part, we're gonna get through it. It'll be fine. We're gonna glove up. And, you know, if you're sitting at home doing some coronavirus stuff, this is perfect, because nobody's gonna wanna come by you.
If we can survive this, we can survive anything.
We can survive anything. And the best part about today, which I didn't mention before, is we do have a nice wind that's blowing directly to our neighbor's house over here that we don't even have to worry about it going into our house. So that's exactly what you want if you're gonna do this. Just wait for that perfect day and just light it up. So that's what we're gonna do. Stick with us. Here we go. Alright guys, I didn't film a lot of that just because this time was pretty nasty, but we got the last one done. Sam's just dropping the last one in the pot, so we got all 5 of them going in the boil. We're going to get this thing lit up.
That's a lot of bone, brother.
Greased.
That's a lot of bone.
It's a lot of bone. So I'll link. Me and Sam made a video last year. I'll link that if you want more of kind of a step-by-step thing. Just because this time was a little more graphic.
This was not. No one needed to see this.
Yeah. So I'll do that if you want to check that out. But yeah, we'll just get these boiled up. I'll show you kind of the rest of it now because it's a little less a little less ridiculous at this point. But we're through the hardest part. We got a little carnage here.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah, we're gonna get organized, clean this stuff up, and start boiling.
We're gonna buy a new table, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, all right, we're gonna keep going. Alright, so I know I said this kind of in the last video we did, but this stuff, any kind of like OxiClean, oxygen type cleaner, if you add this to your boil, it literally just eats the meat away. You gotta have this. If you're gonna try to boil them yourself, get this stuff. I mean, there's a bunch of brands of this. I think this is just like the off-brand from the dollar store or something, but this is a game changer. Put this in there a lot. We're like probably about 30 minutes into that boil. So they're gonna ride in there for about an hour. We'll see how long it takes. We did leave some meat on a couple of them, so the ones with more meat will take a little longer to kind of cook all that stuff down, and then we'll power wash them, but we're letting it rip right now. Just a waiting game. So this part's not all that exciting. We're just letting it cook, so we're just gonna hang out. All right guys, well, we're just waiting for that pot to boil a little more. I just want to show you guys. So for mounting your head like on your wall in your house or whatever, there's a lot of different options for that. So far this has been my absolute favorite one. This thing is called a skull hooker. It's just 2 pieces. You just screw that to the wall. I'll drop this thing in there, and then this just goes right in the back of the skull. So I'll show you how it works. I got this one all Euroed out. So this is pretty. I mean, it's a pretty sweet buck, but just put that right in the hole, and boom, you got it. And it kind of sits out from the wall a little bit. You can change the pitch of it. There's some screws back here if you want it tilted up or down more, but that so far has been my absolute favorite mount. They look awesome in the house. You got the light on to throw some cool shadows, so I highly recommend those, but check them out. Alright, this thing's been boiling away for a while now, so you can see that meat's all pretty much cooked off, starting to split. The rest of it we can get with a power washer, so probably hopefully only about 20 minutes of spraying and we'll be ready to whiten them up. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Sam over there is probably going to run the gun for a while. But this is the fun part. This is where we get to make some meat fly around. And none of it stinks anymore, so that's good. Through the tough part. Just took the dirt right off that carpet. Look at it. Oh. You're not doing too much, or I'll do the whole thing. Alright, time to suit up.
Get it.
Numero uno. We're just getting off all the really tight stuff right now. Some of that skin kind of boiled down, so it's just kind of rubbery, honestly. Just scraping with the screwdriver and then go out with the sprayer again. Scrape, spray, scrape, spray until everything's clean. Got to get it all out. Everything. Alright, we finally got them all sprayed off. We're just taping them up. Just a little plastic wrap and then some electrical tape to keep the antlers from getting bleached out. We're dropping them in a hot peroxide mix back in that pot over there. And then we're pretty much done. What we do is whiten them up a little bit. Good to go. We'll wash them off one more time once they come out of that, but the peroxide pretty much eats everything else that's left. So after the spraying process, it's pretty easy. Yeah. Definitely a little longer process than we were hoping for today, but we're almost through it. But yeah, this freak buck is looking cool. Once we got the hide off of there, this antler looks awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So we just got to wrap these 3 up, a little bit of plastic wrap and some tape, drop them in, good to go. All right, so I just been spraying and cleaning all these off, but Sam's been crushing it with the video. We got some pretty good shots, but check these out. So these are my buck, Sam's buck, and they are looking clean. Super clean. Super stoked with how these came out. We're just gonna have to clean up the antlers just a little bit. They got some grease on them still, but we'll clean that up pretty easy. But man, these 2 bucks just turned out awesome. Look at that. Super stoked. It's springtime. We're still enjoying everything that happened this fall.
Right, dude?
Dude, that freak buck turned out awesome.
Turned out so good, dude. Beautiful.
Look at that base. That base is rugged.
Character, dude. Character.
Oh. Guys, this is such a fun little project to do, and springtime, this is just kind of a fun time to do it. Other than the fact that it started off pretty nasty. But, oh, God, I'm like just smiling because they turned out, and
I know,
like,
they turned out so
every time
good.
it's like unwrapping a present. Like, look at that.
And they look,
and you're like, God, I hope it turns out.
just because it looks so rugged before, you know, like when it's got all the crap on it and then you take the meat off, it's kind of like, oh, I don't know. And then when it comes out bright white, you're like, dang.
So we got all 5 of them cleaned up. Now the last one is in there right now, just finishing getting whitened up, but it's coming out pretty good. And we're pretty much wrapped up. That's it. I hope some of you guys will maybe consider doing them yourself too. It's like I said, it's worth a shot. Just give it a try. Get a little pressure washer. That's definitely the easiest way. I mean, you can do it without it, but it's definitely more work, more scraping and everything. Little technical difficulties with the pressure washer today, but ended up having to go buy a new one. Actually, the other one, I left it out in the winter and the ice cracked it, so that was not great. But we got a new one. Seems way better than the one I had anyway. So
Is it power washer?
yeah.
Oh, it's way
power
better.
Washer. Yeah, it's
way
way
better.
better. Yeah,
Is your cord better?
way better than the one I had anyway. So pretty cool. Went over to Menards, grabbed another one, but we're done, man. We're done.
Dude, they look so
Freaking
good.
done.
Thank you so much.
Dude, yeah.
Seriously, thank you. You look
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, they came out freaking sweet. So hopefully we saved a little money, had a little fun, did all that. So give it a shot. It's not that hard. First couple, even my first couple, I messed up, you know, a couple times, whatever. It wasn't a big deal. Most of it, if you mess something up, you can usually fix it. Especially with the whitening, if you bleach the antlers a little bit, there's ways to get the color back on there and everything that aren't too hard. So give it a shot. There's tons of videos out there. I'll link in the description too. The guy that I've just been watching to learn it from, Whitebone Creations. Dude's a stud. He knows how to do this better than anybody I've ever seen. So that's where I learned how to do it. I'll link that below so you can check him out. But give it a shot. Guys, we're finally done. Everything's wrapped up. Skulls are dry, clean, everything whitened, and they're looking sweet. Check these out. We got them all lined up here. $5 that started off looking like today was going to be a grinder, but we got it done. They all look amazing. What do you think, dude? Your buck turned out so sick.
Good. Here, I'll come over here. The lighting's probably bad. So good. Literally, I'll run through them all really, really quick. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This buck, it had so much neck meat on it. His uncle, he gave it to him. Like, we had to clean this one up so much. It just looked nasty. Turns out gorgeous. Cool buck, all beaten up. This one's mine right here. And dude, it turns out so good.
So good, dude. This is your best buck to date,
yes,
right?
this is my personal best buck. This is the first like actually mature buck I've ever gotten. I've got like forks and I've got small 6-pointers, but this is my best buck. So to get this done right, to get this Euro mounted, I'm excited for fall, and it's literally only spring. This is cool.
And then the massive one. Look at the mass on that thing.
Before I do anything, I want to show this. I have this head propped up by a log here because it won't sit like that. That's how heavy this deer is in the back. Like, look at, they're all sitting normal. You set this one here. That's so cool. Just the way his antlers are, they kind of sit back. So massive, dude. Just a freaking bruiser 8.
So that was my archery buck from this year. I shot that one like the first weekend of November, and that was just crazy. I mean, that was a super cool hunt. Took that one on some public land, and just the way it all went down was pretty wild. I had him come in, awesome shot, 30 yards. I actually shot 2 deer that night, and I'm just super stoked to finally have him on the wall. So this one's been sitting out here, and I've been wanting him in the house for a while, so I'm glad we got this done today.
We will be filming on this land this year. I don't care if I have to rent a long lens. We set double sets. I want to film Ryan kill a buck on this piece of land just because it's really cool, and his story's amazing from this year. If he hasn't told you it fully already, I think he should just sit down in front of the camera and tell that story. This one right here, this is not a buck we killed. This is a deadhead I found just kind of out shed hunting a week or 2 ago. And super unique buck. I don't know if he got injured or he was hurt or he was shot.
That base is so cool.
It's just such a weird deformity. So weird. It's basically just a big main beam with a couple weird stickers on it. Awesome deadhead. And then Ryan's dad's smaller buck. He shot later in the year last year for some meat. Turned out awesome though. Beautiful.
Yeah, cleaned up great.
So white.
God. So yeah, that's all 5 we got done today. Like I said, they're all looking really good. And every time we say this, but it's like it starts off so ugly, and you end up with these cool mounts that, I mean, these are all going in the house, you know. I think these are going to be probably in Sam's house like immediately, I'm sure.
Like tonight, like tonight, like right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, Rye.
I'm stoked you came over and got this done. This is like, I look forward to this actually, you know, it's like just doing one, it's cool, but being able to, you know, do 5 at a time or do a little batch of them is always cool. So getting some buddies together that killed some bucks over the fall and just knock them out in one day, and it's fun just hanging out because it's definitely a process that takes a few hours, so you're gonna be chilling and just doing whatever. I mean, we've been kind of dicking off all day, honestly.
Yeah, it's a good excuse to get together and honestly talk deer hunting. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
and like right now, especially with this virus thing going on, like people aren't doing a whole lot. Like everyone's just trying to chill and do their own thing. So
do some outside activities, be responsible, not get too close to people. Like we're chilling in this backyard, burning some bone.
Yeah. So you know, if you're one of those guys that shot a buck this fall, you got it sitting in your shed somewhere. You got some time right now. Get it out, boil it up, a little peroxide, be in business, get that thing on the wall. You got nothing else going anyway. So thanks for watching. I don't think we're gonna do too much else today, but I think we got maybe something to do tomorrow. So stick around, probably be another video coming. Peace.